Lisa, Howard Magdal with the Nets. Congratulations on the season you had. Two parts to this. One, I went back and looked. Caitlin's freshman year, your first games were not even on terrestrial or cable TV. They had to be streamed. So I hear a lot of people talk about this being a moment. You already hear some people talk about Caitlin as a one-off, trying to talk about the audience that is involved here. What would you say to people who try to make this about just being one player as opposed to opportunity for the audience? And then just the second one is, if you could talk about the way Caitlin's performance and time at Iowa is going to impact how you recruit going forward.
Yeah, it's interesting that those games were streamed. I think we were playing at like 3 p.m. during COVID and things like that. So really not even giving anybody an opportunity to watch our games. But I mean, Caitlin has certainly been a tremendous star for our game, but there are so many stars in our game. I mean, we have many, many. And so we're just going to latch onto that next one next year. And there's lots of them. There's just not one. Even this year, there was so many. And that's what makes her getting the Player of the Year award so special, because it wasn't a runaway. It was really, really hard decision because there are so many good players out there. You know, I'm hoping that with our success, I think success breeds success. And so definitely I feel like recruiting going forward, we've opened up our geographic footprint. And I think that's going to bode well for Iowa in the future.
I'm going to go to Nancy, then we'll go Talia, and then Cam.
Hey, Lisa, Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Now that her career is over, can you put it into words what it means and what it's going to mean going forward for not just for, I mean, for her, for Iowa, for women's basketball, for all of it?
I mean, she has, raised the excitement of our sport. There's no doubt. Just because she does things in a different way than anybody else can do. Plus, you know, she has all the intangibles. She's a great student. She's a great role model. She does everything. You know, she loves being that role model. I really think that, you know, when she came in as a freshman and she said, we're going to the Final Four, and a lot of people laughed at her and maybe even laughed at her for coming to Iowa, quite honestly. But she believed, we believed, and she got everybody else in that locker room to believe, and that is not an easy thing to do. So her just belief in everybody around her, it just grew and grew. You could say the same thing about this year, quite honestly. So I don't know if I answered your question completely, Nancy, but I think that she has done amazing things to grow our game and doing it the right way.
We're going to go to our right, Talia.
Hey, Coach. Talia Goodman with The Next. Being here in back-to-back years, and especially with the expansion coming to the Big Ten next year, what's the importance and what does this mean for the Big Ten as a conference?
Well, I hope it means a lot. You know, I'm so proud to be a part of the Big Ten Conference. It's a great conference. We go against super competition every single night. Great coaches, great athletes, and it prepares us for this. It prepares us for being on the biggest stage. But, you know, I really go back to quite a long time ago when the Big Ten said, we're going to put a network out there, and we're going to be a national sports network. And I remember when Jim Delaney came into the women's coaches room, and I was like, what? You know, what is he talking about? And look what happened. We were the first ones out there, and then everybody had to follow suit to keep up. So I am very, very proud to be a part of the Big Ten, and I think our leadership is really, really good with Megan Kahn right now, too.
Going to stay to our right, Cam.
Cameron Teague with The Athletic. Lisa, everybody knows South Carolina's one of their biggest advantages how deep they are. At 37 bench points. Like the first quarter, Bree went out, and then they were to put Raven in. How hard is that to game plan for so many different weapons and so many different looks they can throw at Caitlin offensively?
Yeah, and that was, a huge advantage because I think they played 9 people in double figures, if I'm not correct. 9 people in double figures. We had 6. And yeah, just to have those extra fouls and those extra legs. I mean, they didn't have to play too hard. Even the other night, they were resting people the other night. One thing that we've always been able to do is really push the ball and really run. And, you know, we did score, you know, pretty well. I mean, we scored 20 more points than other people do against South Carolina. So we did score pretty well. But yeah, to be able to have all those fresh legs on Caitlin was really tough. And not only their depth, their height. I'm not just talking about their centers. they're really pretty good, at every position, which makes it hard. You know, I mean, they could recover really well when we had threes.
Going to go to our left, Jonathan.
Thanks. Jonathan Tannenbaum from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Lisa, I'm going to ask you a similar question to what I asked Caitlin. To know that Dawn praised Caitlin on the stage out there, with all that Dawn means to women's basketball, what does that mean for you in terms of who Dawn is, and what does it mean to know that Caitlin is not done? She is going to continue to be a big deal, and for hopefully many years to come now as a professional.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, Dawn Staley is the leader of women's basketball right now. She's our Olympic coach. She is, I mean, the person that we are all looking up to. And she's somebody that when she says something like that to a player, you know, it should make them feel really good. So I'm thrilled that she acknowledged Caitlin and her greatness. I really am. I think that Caitlin's going to continue to have this kind of impact in the WNBA with, I mean, Indiana's doing well with their ticket sales. I know Las Vegas just had to move to a different, bigger arena when Indiana comes to town. So those are all really good signs that, you know, women's basketball is in a good spot.
Going to go right here to our front row on the right.
Hey, Coach Bluter, what a journey with this team. And I remember when you guys signed Caitlin Clark and no one really knew who she was at that point. Just thinking about what you guys have all taught her and apparently like how to be a more compassionate person and how to be a leader. But it's true that growth goes both ways. You never maybe even had a group like this before. What has this group taught you or made, or in what ways have they made you think differently?
Well, people did know about her. She was the fourth best player coming out of the country. So, I mean, people did know about her, obviously. You know, we really had to work hard to get her, to keep her into state. But, you know, this group, I really hope that I haven't changed a lot, to be quite honest. I mean, I've changed in how I had to coach Caitlin because there was that line you had to walk between discipline and don't put out the fire. And so there was that line. But honestly, I don't think I've changed as a person. I think, you know, the values that I have now are the values that I've always had, the things that we really try to build as a team with trust and caring for each other. I mean, I've always tried to coach that way.
We're going to go to our left.
Robert Febres, Cleveland.com. Congrats on a great season, Coach. I want to ask you about Hannah Stuelke. You know, very likely without her performance in the semifinals, you guys aren't here today. Can you just tell me how she's grown just this season and even in these last couple weeks against the really tough assignments throughout the contest?
Yeah, I mean, Hannah Stuelke, first of all, was a power forward up until about beginning of November. So she really has adapted to her position. She didn't really want to be a center, but we convinced her that she needed that. If it was best for the team, she would do it. She obviously has improved her game so much this year and used, you know, and everybody focuses on she's not tall enough, she's not tall. You have other assets, right? You've got speed, you've got agility, use those assets. And she has done it. And even though she wasn't playing the position she really desired and wanted to play, didn't matter. She came and gave it everything she had all day. And we've all, you know, talked about her growth as a young woman as far as, you know, mentally and confidence-wise. And, you know, that gives me a lot of joy when I see my women just growing in that area of their lives, because I know that's going to last forever.
Going to shift to our right, Coach.
All right, Mike Robertson, hoopfeed.com. So, Coach, maybe a consolation scenario, but you lost to Coach Mulkey last year, 4 titles for her, and then you lose to Staley this year, 3 titles for her. So what does that put you for the standard that you may have reached, knowing that you did really well against these 2 coaches, but just came up a little short?
Kind of makes me a double loser right now. I mean, quite honestly, you know, it's tough, you know, but I know how hard it is to get here too. I say that tongue in cheek because I know it is really, really difficult to get to a Final Four. And for us to be national runner-ups 2 years in a row, I'm never going to apologize. So many people last year kept, oh, you'll do it next time. Like, it was like terrible that we didn't win the national championship. And so many people said that to me. And I'm like, darn, you guys, we were national runner-ups. That's pretty good, too. So I'm never going to apologize for finishing second in the country, but sure would be nice to win one.
We're going to go to our left with Lily, and then we'll go to the back.
Hi, I'm DJ Lily Jade from 95.9 FM Cleveland. And how did it feel to coach these amazing girls?
It's so empowering being around these women. I mean, to be around women that are driven every single day, that come to work positive and believing in themselves and each other, it is so empowering. I wish everybody's workplace could be like mine is, and the world would be a whole lot better place. But I think you're well on your way, Lily. I really do. I think you're going to be in that driver's seat real soon. You're amazing.
We're going to take our final question from the back.
All right, Kevin Walker with Voice of Muscatine. Coach, going off what this gentleman before had asked you, recruiting, fan base, national awareness, 2 years in a row, national runner-up. It hurts now, but 6 months from now, what will you be able to take away from it, or how will you feel when you know that you went head-to-head and hung in it the entire game with probably one of the best, if not the best team in the history of the sport?
It's kind of hard to process right now. You know, I pray that our team will still get the fan support even when Caitlin leaves. I mean, we have 5 seniors leaving, and so, yeah, we're going to be young. We're going to have some growing pains next year, but I hope that people respect the way that we play, the way that we do things, and they're going to want to support this young group of Hawkeyes next year just as much as they have, you know, after the success we've had the last couple of years. So I just hope it maintains.
Coach, we'd like to thank you for your time, and congratulations again on such a tremendous season.
Thank you. I appreciate that.